Good evening, everyone. My name is Laura Schifrin, and I will call the meeting to order of the Volunteer Board Coordination Committee. Roll call.
James DeRoy present.
Harrison Mayotte present.
And Laura Schifrin present. Would you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I couldn't remember if there was one here or not, so I came prepared.
Wow, I didn't see that.
I'd like to thank all of our veterans who are currently serving abroad as well as here in the United States, all of our emergency response individuals, all of our elected and appointed volunteers to the town and their families. We appreciate everyone's help. This meeting is being recorded and uploaded to YouTube. Is anyone else recording the meeting? Hearing none. Review 4. Review minutes of September 4th, 2025 and September 17th, 2025.
If I may, I'll just note September 17th was a typo on my part. It is the 19th.
19th. Yes, okay, thank you. I've made typos too, so we know that, even about tonight. Okay, so let's do, I'll entertain a motion to approve the Thursday, September 4th meeting minutes.
So moved.
Second?
Okay, any discussion?
Nope.
No, other than the date.
No, that date's correct, September 4th, okay. Okay, roll call vote, please.
James DeRoy. Yes.
Harrison Mayotte, yes.
And Laura Schifrin, yes. Now the meeting of Friday, September 19th. And is there a motion?
You can do one.
Sure. I'll move to approve the meeting minutes for the VBCC meeting on Friday, September 19th at 5 p.m.
I see you put in what I had asked before, because I did review them. Okay, hearing no other discussion, roll call vote.
James DeRoy, yes.
Harrison Mayotte, yes.
And Laura Schifrin, yes. Thank you. So now going on to our next review of updated board and committee forms. So that'll be the form that we have in front of us. And do you also have that on the screen?
I do. I just pulled it up and I've got the Adobe up and running so we can make edits if we have any edits to make. The changes are fairly straightforward. We talked about adding the reappointment checkbox, making it so basically merging the reappointment and the main volunteer response form. The best way I thought to merge that, but certainly up for discussion on how to do that, is because you can list 3 different positions at the bottom. I created 3 checkboxes, so for whichever of the positions or all that are, if all 3 are reappointments, you could indicate for the appropriate one which one would be for reappointment. At the same time, I
was
always
not set up before.
right now there's a
Separate
fully separate
forms.
form.
It was that's the form you referred to.
Yeah, and the only difference was it's a reappointment at the top and then there was a signature line at the bottom for the chair of that board. We talked about that might not be necessary, so if we want to add that on here, we certainly can. But the board itself usually isn't the appointing authority, so that signature line wouldn't make a difference in the process. It's just an extra step.
Okay, so, I talked to Sabrina a little bit about that today.
Yep.
So certain boards have certain positions per the charter,
Mhm.
which means a representative goes to, i.e. the Town Properties Committee. Okay, in that case, it would have to be a board vote
Mhm.
for their representative. So I think that the line item for the chair should be there.
Mhm.
The
The chair of which board? The chair of the appointing authority or of the?
chair who's
Of the-
appointing the representative
I see, okay.
to the select board to appoint.
Okay, and should that come on this form or would that be a separate certificate?
Well, I'm inclined to have it all on one form,
One form? No, that's fair enough.
you know,
And-
so, just so that.
Yeah.
There aren't a lot of papers that have to be shuffled,
Yep,
um,
let's see here.
So
It
in
may
other words,
just-
the chair of whatever commission will be representing that person that is coming on to the board at a selectmen's meeting.
yeah, no. It's on the town properties committee, for instance, per the charter,
So in other words, each particular board has its own structure as to how.
per the charter.
Per the charter, who and how they're going to be appointed, whether it's through the selectmen or the committee itself.
Well, even, okay, another instance, okay, and correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm.
The planning board has an associate member. The associate, well, whatever positions it has, if they have to be appointed, if not elected. The associate position is not elected. It's appointed by the planning board. So the planning board needs to actually put forward an applicant as the associate to be appointed in a joint meeting by the select board.
By the select board, okay,
So that also happens for each of the 5 boards or commissions,
right
okay,
now. just-
that
the
have a
thing is,
representative.
Board and the commission.
Right, so has a representative that goes to the town properties committee. Those 5 have to have a meeting, if they have meetings. Highway doesn't, highway has a representative, okay? But highway is the highway superintendent, or I don't know who else there you would talk to, or both, okay? So, that would be brought
So we'll
to,
have to distinguish each board's particulars in it, how it's structured, who it goes through, et cetera, et cetera.
well,
But I
Sabrina
think-
would know that, and Harrison would know that.
Right, and I
Correct.
think the change that I've just made up on the screen might kind of leave enough flexibility to, you know, for whatever the situation is, so
Either which
Approval
way it
signature.
goes.
if applicable. And then the name and title of whoever it is, so if it's a chair of a committee, they can write chair of the planning board. And then if it's the highway superintendent, you can write highway superintendent, there will be space to add that on, so we've got, let me see if I
Would
can make this
be,
bigger.
if it was in the city highway department, would be Jimmy Smith, et cetera.
I think so, yeah.
Mhm. One of the
So the whole
appointments,
essence of it is to streamline it and still get the same results
yeah,
and the same information, et cetera.
yeah. So another example is the finance committee. Finance,
Yeah,
finance committee itself is appointed by the moderator. Select board has nothing to do with that. However, in the charter,
moderator, in other words,
doesn't have anything to do with the
our moderator is which, Attorney
John.
Barrett,
Okay.
So I think by leaving it,
because they're certified and registered, et cetera.
I have no idea. The town moderator is in charge of appointing the finance committee and the zoning board, I believe.
capital planning.
Oh, capital planning, sorry.
Okay, I was gonna say,
Finance and capital planning, they have, okay, they're related, so I understand that.
yeah.
The, per the charter, the town properties committee, one of the 5 is the finance committee.
Mhm.
So finance sends finance committee meets, they pick a person, they send that person to Sabrina or whatever. And they have to
There.
sign off that that's who they voted.
They would go in front of John Barrett, in other words.
No. No, because they're appointed for the finance committee, but the charter says that that one of the town properties committee members must be from the finance. Well, and in actuality, they don't have to be from finance, but finance needs to appoint a representative, like I have nothing to do with highway, but highways appointed me
Yeah.
for town properties.
There's so many little idiosyncrasies to it, it's hard to stand, and I congratulate you for having that field of knowledge, that's outstanding. I mean, and I apologize for holding you up with certain questions, but.
No, you have your questions, we have
Also
plenty of
acclimated
people
to it.
who are always asking questions, and you gotta learn somehow, you know?
It helps inform those who are watching this after the fact, so learn. And it's,
Try to be the layman, sometimes it helps out a lot of
Yes,
people to
absolutely.
get dialed in a little better.
Absolutely.
Anyway, moving on, thank you.
so I've added that, approval signature if applicable, and then name and title. So that's at, the bottom right underneath where it would be number 3.
Yep.
How do we feel about that? And I'll zoom in a little better here. Oh,
That's good.
Yeah, that was much, I was gonna ask.
Yep,
And could you put a date with that?
Approval signature, name.
yeah, that makes sense.
Well, the form will be dated anyway, but still just as good,
Yeah, their approval date, I think.
name,
The
title,
approval date
date.
should be there.
Yeah,
I don't think, yeah, the form doesn't have a date on it,
It does
so
not,
that will be.
well, I'll have a date stamp when it gets stamped in.
and it's CC'd, yeah. By
Then,
yourself,
but that's not,
of course.
that may or may not be the same as the signature of approval.
Right, so I'm putting
Makes
that.
no difference, it's
Yeah.
just as good, but with the dating required there, that's fine. It keeps it coming,
There we go. We got that all together. The other change on this page, is a lot of the time, it varies from, month to month, year to year, how much time is needed for a particular board or committee. And we get a lot who, will just type in as needed. I thought while we're adding checkboxes, maybe adding an as needed checkbox, might
I like
be
it.
reasonable. So if we're happy with that, it's something we can have, we don't have to, but.
I like it.
What do you think?
careful what you wish for sometimes too, but yeah,
A lot of people write as
flexibility is
needed,
good,
Mhm.
yeah.
you know,
Yep. Alright. So
or
that,
if they're really if they're specific, we've seen 2 hours a week
Right.
or 2 hours a month or.
yeah, so if they have that specific, then there's a box for that, or as needed, and they're like retirees, can, they'll do whatever. Depending on the season, so to speak,
Once again,
so,
careful what you wish for.
fair enough,
I'm
yeah,
retired, I have all the time in the world, no, not always.
yeah. Now, there's a few minor changes I made on the backside. We talked about updating Board of Selectmen to Select Board, so that's been done. There were, let me find the old version of this to compare. I should have written down what changed. Let's see.
Or highlighted the change.
Yeah, we had, let's see.
Fence viewer.
Okay, I guess you have to keep that asterisk
Those are for the elected positions.
for nomination.
We don't
papers.
necessarily have to do it that way, that's just the way it's been done, cause
Yeah,
to indicate somehow.
The
well, yeah, that's
answer as
good.
far as,
those are elected, so you have to have nomination papers for them.
police,
We had, under other,
Lucy, town clerk, further information.
there was, bylaw review committee, which has since been disbanded, so I took that one on.
Mhm.
We had,
They've been liquidated.
something like that.
It was a task force that was put into place and then you only have to do it, every so many years.
Yeah,
I guess,
So somewhat like a subcommittee. Brief
or
time.
task force, like
Yeah.
us right now.
we had. Oh, we had constables, under general government, that I had removed that.
Okay.
I think those were the only few changes back here, and then of course, the updated by, on both pages was modified to today.
James Clark's deputy.
And so you verified that all the other ones still exist and we have,
That can be double checked, if we want to approve contingently and if there are further changes, bring it back.
Right, leave a little
like Lowell
open just for,
Regional Transit Authority?
We do have a rep to that. I think it might be Veronica. Yeah,
is the rep for, okay.
yeah, for LRTA, and we have, Mark as well. So we have.
And that's
rep-
appointed.
Massachusetts area,
I wonder
okay.
if this is the way we could do this.
What specifically, Laura?
As far as how we list this out.
Appointed versus elected.
I mean, yeah, we could do it by sections. We could have an elected section at the top and then have, appointed below or somehow. I could come back with a few options.
Does it need to be broken out?
I was
does it
just wondering,
help?
it might be easier.
It might be cleaner that way. I mean,
Okay,
as far as,
okay.
cause right now, the asterisks, that might.
They
not mean
just scroll
anything
down, read that,
Versus
go back
if we
up.
have an elected box,
Mhm.
and then have a appointed box. Or maybe have, we could distinguish it that way. I can come back with an option on how that would look.
I think that would take you long.
No, and what I'll do at the same time is I'll also do the triple check to make sure that these are all active, committees.
Okay,
And we can get that squared away, so,
Okay.
streamline it to make sure everything's
I
running.
didn't think of it until I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
You're talking, so I think it's really good to have the discussion.
yeah, absolutely. Anything else, anything else on the front page of this, or are we happy with the new modified front page?
I like it simple.
It. We can't see what you changed here, but.
The only,
Yeah.
the only difference is just this line at the bottom is new compared to what's on that.
Yep.
Paper there,
Yeah, I'm sorry, I was
So-
just
alright,
moving
Yeah.
so I
forward.
have our notes for this back page.
Bottom sentence. First paragraph, front page.
Oh, moderator and selectman, and modified to select board, I didn't catch that one. Let's see,
That's why we have more than one person.
yeah,
You know? I don't always catch everything. You know what came up with Talent Bank?
I think that was HR, and I think it might be just to
Oh.
keep, resumes on file, so
Mm-hmm.
if there became, a vacancy. There would be names already in front of us to.
Within.
Okay, so that they've been on other continuous boards, et cetera, she's already got a running
Yeah,
tally of them. A
yeah,
lot of people that volunteer for a real long time.
I think the hope is that'll be,
Nobody I know.
Have we run out of volunteer response forms or had that much trouble with it? But
alright, so for that one, I'll save that.
And we'll just do the block of elected versus appointed.
Yeah, I'll bring that back.
on the back,
Yeah.
you'll
Yeah.
critique that and get that.
Mhm.
Nice.
Yep. Alright, so that was number 5.
Mhm. Okay, discussion of opening posting process. Standard
Yeah.
template.
So
Oh, no.
we haven't really had a full discussion about what we would want to see in a standard template.
Mhm.
So I pulled up, I just picked at random. We have, a wide variety of agendas. We have some that are branded if they have, a logo for their board or committee. We have some, I need to get this out of the way. We have some that are, just typed right into a Word document. We have some that, have, like the town seal and, town hall. So there are a few different ways we could do it with different headings. And we have, again, some that are, that we have headings, but it's still typed right in. So there are a few different ways, different variations, even looking at how this, agenda is done. So I guess I wanted to ask before I brought a template, what do we want to see in a standard template for agendas? And, you know, same as for minutes, do we have particular things we wanna see and how that is? You know, what do we, what do we want that to look like before I go up and make a standard form?
I can speak.
I would, please lead me into this.
I like the seal on everyone's. Okay, that's,
Yep.
I would like us to give. Because there are committee chairs that are doing this by themselves and not with, say, Beth.
Mhm.
Okay, some, you know, an admin,
Right.
and
In other words, they are doing the whole structuring the meeting, minutes, et cetera, et cetera.
but I think the town should give them the template to work with.
Right.
You know, and this way they're only filling in names, date, time, they have a format. They should
Mhm.
have a format if going into executive session. A format for going into the Zoom. You know, they're volunteers, they shouldn't have to do this. Even in a situation where I can't think of any right off the top of my head, but there may be some smaller departments that also don't have it and also don't use it. They're doing it the same way a volunteer would do it. And I don't think that's professional, you know, so I think,
It's necessary. You shouldn't burden.
no, I think a
Right.
template should be there and you can fill in the blanks.
Enables greater efficiency.
Yeah,
And
so it tells them what's needed
right, so
for their meeting.
if there's no box to fill in, it's easy to forget, oh, I've gotta put this piece of information versus having, you know, a section, you know, oh, I need to make sure that we put in this, that and the other.
In other words, we're just trying to structure all of our commission meetings, roll call, pledge allegiance, et cetera.
Well, if they want to, I have a thing about that, but you know,
Mhm.
and a lot of people
My
continue
point,
doing it.
my point being, that's a simple go through.
Mhm.
But in other words, you want a standard operating procedure for all the meetings as far as what is expected per se of Jimmy Gates when he's doing a conservation meeting.
Yeah,
Well, I think we have separate,
Roll call,
there are separate
who's gonna
select
be
board.
here?
I think there are separate select board policies that address the actual procedure of the meeting,
Yeah.
just as far as the agenda document itself. You know,
what we
just
should give to
standardization.
them to start with.
Yeah,
The board obviously is gonna, if there's something in the
Board
template,
is different,
yes,
chair is different, each one have their own, to me, as I've seen, their own structure. How they would prefer to be, proceed through it. We have a basic understanding when you come in as a chair, what you're required to do. Keep the floor, your Roberts rules, et cetera, et cetera.
right.
and some don't know how to do
Where
that.
are we,
actually.
I
are we
think,
deficient in these issues?
yeah,
Because I can say right now, I've seen a lot of different instances. A lot of people are not following Robert's rules. In certain ways, announcing people, certain, so that's an important
Mhm.
piece of what you should.
Well, yeah, and I
Yeah,
think we
possibly
received
there's
other
a
feedback
menu.
for that, and that's something that we need to think about, yeah, more, we can certainly, you know, think about protocol more and what should be done in that regard. But as far as, you know, even before they get to the meeting, the posting document itself,
Yeah, that's
We
what we're
can-
on right now.
I mean, it's really the focus of the document template is really on the heading. You know, we can leave room, so like the bullet points can be put in by whatever the board is, however, whether it's like 1.1 or whether it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can leave it so that can be fully customizable, but we can have a standard heading that has the town seal, and has room for committee name, what room is it in, what address is it at, and we can standardize that part of it and have a kind of a uniformity of professional appearance as opposed to, you know, perhaps, you know, just right into the Word document, which does the job, but could it look more professional probably, if and it could more easily identify, which, town is this, XYZ committee for. If it doesn't have the town seal and it's only on Zoom, there's no address. Someone who finds this on Google might not know what town it's from.
Okay, okay.
No, I agree. I really do.
With that feedback, I'll come back with the standard form version of that, for next time. And I'll have that meeting, we can kind of do it this way, the same way, like how I had the editing up for the volunteer response form. I'll bring the laptop and.
So we can do a visual on it, we'll break
Right.
that apart, we'll move this here, et cetera, okay,
Yeah.
good,
I really
good.
think that's gonna be easier to do than
Yeah.
even.
Mhm.
this,
Yeah.
You know, the other one that we
Mhm.
did, this, you know.
Yeah,
like-
that'll be.
Would it also be good to get that to the chairs of all these different boards
Yeah, well, I think once.
for a viewpoint of them?
Yeah.
Let them put
Uh,
some, no. No.
Well, I think we've gotten the feedback.
Yeah,
I think we've already
Okay.
gotten the feedback.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice, I'm good, I'm good.
Standardization,
standard, we really do.
and that's what some of the feedback revolved around, so they want standard, we know what we need it to be. I think we have what we need to.
I didn't know
accomplish
you
that.
could run that through the,
What's that?
AI, right? And on the feedback and whatnot, and got some of the opinions on that?
Well, that was summarization of what was actually sent in.
Okay,
And
okay,
that was, I mean, you had the original feedback in that, how it came in on the emails.
all right,
And it was sometimes a little bit more,
that's why you have to shorten some of it up.
right.
Good.
I think we can see that maybe quicker.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
We'll talk about the next meeting.
You put the notes on that later.
alright, so I don't know if there's any
So
continuing.
you're gonna have to kind of go give us something to look at. In our next meeting, next week, whatever.
Yeah, for the standard template, yeah, that'll
On
be.
the OML. Going into. Thoughts.
If you have. If you have some examples of the template.
Mhm.
Like on Monday.
Mhm.
Or Tuesday morning, I'd like to have copies to show the select board.
Yeah.
Okay, I know this other, the volunteer.
Yeah,
foundation,
yeah.
Yeah,
I got you, I got you.
I think these are like the first easiest things to do. And then. The
Put some
continues,
on the table from what we're doing.
Yeah. And then we can
And where we're
continue
going,
we
get some
keep talking,
feedback
yeah.
from,
the
the board.
continued feedback discussions.
I don't know that, I just left that as a placeholder, I didn't know if there was any particular continued feedback discussion other than. Do we wanna talk about what items should come back on the next agendas? Like, do we wanna talk about training next, or, like, what do we wanna talk about after, now that these templates will be done?
I think you hit on something, make my.
I'm hoping that the videos of the department heads are going to help with some of
Mhm.
the assistance to the residents as they come in. And hope to start that next week as a trial kind of thing. I talked to you about it.
Yep.
But, handing it for the town clerk's office as well.
Yeah.
A little bit by me on that, I missed that whole little.
Okay,
snippet.
because the email, I've done some personal conversations, but the emails to department heads first,
Mhm.
okay? Then the thought was to go to chairman of the boards
Mhm.
of different boards. Just trying to, when I come into town hall, where do I look for what and who does what? Okay, town hall residents, I already had that, remember that woman that was standing behind me, or maybe you weren't there?
Yeah,
I
she
said,
said
oh, that's a
that's,
great idea.
oh, yeah, I heard.
You know.
We're little feedback on confusion when entering tax, building.
Yeah,
We got-
so building first,
Mhm.
also. Granted, we have public
Order.
safety departments as well, but I was concentrating on the town hall first. And then expand, then the departments. What do I do if I need planning or what, you know, what do they do or how do they service the public?
Mhm.
Kind of thing, so that's coming. In the. I think we have to have the training, and if maybe this is what you're talking about, training for chairmen. For committee members,
Well, yeah, I was thinking more for committee members in general, but I think there could be a general, training for chairman, how do you administer a Robert's Rules meeting? And do kind of
It's available,
yeah,
it's available.
but I think finding one to say like, this is a good resource, because right now, if someone asked me today, I don't have a consolidated resource to point them to.
so I just bought, there's
Yeah.
a consolidated, Robert's Rules is hundreds of pages long.
Yeah,
It is.
Yeah,
It,
and I just brought I belong to the National Association of Parliamentarians since 1990, cause I took the course, yeah, don't ask. So you have to pass a test in order to join them, can't be a member. So but there is a fourth edition, I didn't know there was 1, 2, and 3 of Robert's Rules for Dummies.
there you go.
So I'm gonna go through that, I bought it.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna go through that and see if we can't do, cause I did it at one time, but I can't find it. I used to actually go around the country and train chapter presidents on how to run their meetings and stuff like that. So I had a bullet, but I got rid of that a while ago. I'll try to do something like that for town,
yeah, that would be good.
it streamlining it. I
streamlining it.
mean, that verbiage could be easily, Robert's rules for the bare minimal. It is when you say that, it is, there's a
When you follow
lot
them,
of
it's-
language to it if you start peeling it back. I did not realize it until a few years back, there's a lot more to it. You're right.
When I received a communication and it was after this agenda got posted, so there wasn't time to add it as an item. From Beth Paxson, who had a good that maybe we can look at on our next meeting. If we add it as an agenda item, that was a Robert's Rules kind of summarization, do's and don'ts of running a meeting.
Right.
might be helpful.
Yeah.
Like, give us.
Yes.
And we can look at it and
Yeah.
have it
Yeah,
discussed next time.
That
absolutely.
should be a part of chair
Mhm.
position review, knowledge reviews.
Yep,
I mean, there should be a standard procedure for anyone that's taken chair position on these. I went through it. I mean, I remember Wesley running me through it and Karen Chapman, et cetera, so. And training is the other thing that's real important. I mean, in conservation specifically, there's so much that we need to know that is important. So the training of it is crucial to our meetings,
yeah.
all the different packages, anyway.
When did you wanna meet again, or do you think you would have,
I mean, I can have something prepared for us, I think, next week, let me just double check the calendar. So it's too late to post for Tuesday, unless we were gonna start real late.
I've got 5:15 is the select board.
And
Tuesday.
what you wanna do after that, I don't know how long that'll run you.
The 7th is not gonna be as long.
Seventh, the day, Tuesday?
Tuesday
Yeah.
is, because, Val is not on, it's actually just emergency, not emergency as defined by the whatever. But there was a couple of urgent things we had to take care of, otherwise we weren't meeting until the 21st.
I mean, do we wanna? I
So
know
you're
maybe
saying Tuesday's gonna be a short meeting afterwards, but you can't really say when it will be done anyway.
I mean, we could post for 7:30 if I posted it right now, but yeah, or within the next 15 minutes.
Yeah, are you good?
Yeah,
Lori,
7:30.
Lori, you have an executive session posted on the meeting, I think.
Yeah, but it's only, I think we only have 3 or 4 things.
Okay, I just wanted to let you know, in case you were planning too
Everything's-
much.
Thank you, Cindy. Everything is,
So
really for the 21st. That we've been doing, or I could, if you want, I can do, like a 5 o'clock on Wednesday.
I can't do Monday or what, well, Monday's out of the picture, but I can't do Wednesday.
Okay,
It would either, I could do Thursday or Friday, but I'm fine with Tuesday and I can draw that up right now if that would be preferable.
Tuesday.
okay, so when
Yeah,
are we,
let's skip it.
what did you say, 7:30, 7:15?
7:30, because it's
I have another
7:15 now.
meeting Tuesday,
7:30.
Wednesday, so Tuesday, 7:30.
7:30,
Okay. Going once,
yeah,
going
because
twice.
we should not be 2 hours in that meeting, even with executive, God willing. I'm not, so,
There you go.
but okay,
Tuesday, seven,
see.
7:30 again,
yeah,
Yep.
hopefully we can wrap it up.
And so,
you think?
well, so do we wanna talk about training and other things at length, or are we gonna be done after after
So we're
the
gonna,
agenda time?
Tuesday, we're basically gonna wanna look at the form. Correct, see what it looks like, if it's gonna be functional or it's gonna be
Well, this
a
one,
new one.
I think we're done with this one.
Well, yeah,
We're
the
talking about-
the
We
standard
have
template,
template
yeah.
for
Meeting rules.
posting, posting the agendas, right?
right,
We'll wrap that one up. You're gonna give us copies before
Tuesday.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna print out for us. Beth's suggestions on Robert's rules.
right.
I'll bring my dummies book. And
It should be a part of every packet.
Yep.
To
I
a
think I have
share,
3 of them right now.
but it should be some type
Yeah,
of a packet, like what we said.
Just a bullet.
Need for the insurance.
just a
And
bullet.
the HDC sheet, it was a whole, I mean, there was a lot of information. We do the same thing with people on conservation, each commission should have a standard package for new members, what they should get, what the expectations of.
That's separate from just Robert's rules. That's
It is an intricate part of.
yeah, that's,
Every chairperson should be specific versed on particular aspects of the Roberts rules. A bare minimum of our expectations, they should know. For our own protection, Adam could streamline something like that for us. What he feels a bare minimum.
I think he has something too. So we can,
Take away at it.
Yeah,
I think
Uh,
that's something we can get together, like a 1-page thing to start people with.
Mhm.
And then obviously, if people are really interested in that, you can always Google it, you can Google questions
Yep.
on it. But I think just a guide, that they have something to start with.
Yep.
They're volunteers, we have to remember they're volunteers. For each of the
Easy.
commissions,
Some of them too.
yeah, but like conservation, there's a lot involved with conservation, so somebody who gets into that.
DEP, these different groups we've gotta work under natural heritage and all of them.
So that's a training process in itself for,
Each particular
Each-
segment, each webinar that we have to do on wetlands delineation, reclamation, soil and now everything, plant life. On and on, it goes no different than agriculture. that gets even more intricate and summed up, but no one's into everything now.
Okay, so are we good, to adjourn at 7:20 and post for, Wednesday at 7:30?
Yep. I'll make that motion. Harrison Mayo,
Would, it's Wednesday?
Tuesday.
Tuesday, did I say Wednesday? I
Yeah.
apologize.
That's that.
So it's Tuesday.
Tuesday at 7:30.
And we're done at 7:20.
Did you second Harrison's motion to adjourn at 7:20?
Yep.
Okay, roll call vote.
Harrison Mayo, aye.
James Perrin, yes.
And Laura Schifrin, yes.